he's been gracious enough to come on the program yesterday when the news was just breaking, and he's here right now. Charlie, turns out, first of all, welcome back to New York.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
You know, he's been charged with 9 counts of murder.
Right.
He'll be, I guess, arraigned at the bond hearing at 2 o'clock. Where does Charleston go from here?
We keep going. You heard Congressman Sanford and during your interview, and you were talking about the history of Charleston and the scars that we have. If you drive through the downtown, the streets of Charleston, and see the historic homes that we have, you'll notice these bolts and washers in the homes. Those were put in there after the great earthquake to hold those homes together. They trussed up those homes. We still have scars from Katrina when she came in and did. I'm sorry, from Hugo.
Yep.
When Hugo came through and virtually destroyed all of Charleston. We still have those scars. Scars don't mean anything. Scars are just a symbol of your history and where you've been. They are not an indicator of your future. They're not an indicator of your strength. They're just an indicator that you have gone through something horrible and you survived it. And we're going to survive it.
And what about race relations here?
They are, at this point, they're tense, but they're peaceful. We saw that going on after the Walter Scott shooting several weeks ago. Everybody was expecting Charleston to blow up, to be another Baltimore, to be another Ferguson. We're different here. We are a family. I had a caller on this morning, and we were talking about how our last name is Charleston. Everyone that lives here, our last name is Charleston, and we're a family. And we've got the crazy uncles out there, and we've got the dysfunction that a lot of families have. But we are, at the end of the day, a big family community. And that's the way we treat each other. And we have problems, we have issues, but we try to address those as peacefully as possible.
A young black man, and I keep coming back to this because I can't shake this image. Last night, everybody getting together, all the mourners, black and white together, and I was tremendously impressed by that. I think you're absolutely spot on in how you describe how both communities, both the races are coming together in mourning over this thing. But he said to me, you know, I want to be arm in arm with everyone, but I'm afraid. Yeah. I'm afraid now with all the violence and, you know, because of Ferguson, because of all the Staten Island in my town and all the rest. I personally, young black man, am afraid. You know, what do you say to him? Don't
be. Lock arms with your brother. Lock arms with your neighbor. Let's be the community that we are, day in and day out. We work together. We strive together. We struggle together. In a lot of circumstances, this shouldn't divide us. This should bring us together.
Now, here's another hypothetical, and maybe it's but a caller. I got to get to my callers, but one Jeff from Brooklyn saying, "What if this were a different situation? What if the shooter Roof was a black guy and he went into a white Baptist church and killed 9 innocent white parishioners? How would Charleston be responding?"
We would be in the same amount of shock as we are now, and maybe I don't know. That's hard to say to speak on what ifs, but I would like to think that this community would come together just as peacefully as we are now.
God, I hope so. Yeah. I would hope so. But it is the fact that you and I, veteran broadcasters, struggle over that image.
Sure.
I think is evidence of how complex race relations are in this country.
It is. It's a difficult thing to deal with because no group knows the other's experience. I cannot sit here and claim to know the struggle and the experience and the day-to-day things that a black man goes through, nor can he know what I go through. So we just have to assume the best of each other. We have to assume that everybody is out there trying to do the best they can for their family, for their community, and for their country, and just hope that we can find some sort of common ground that can bring us together. Celebrate our differences, but embrace our similarities.
Charlie James, well said, man. It's a pleasure, first of all, being in your house here at WTMA. I want to give John Quincy a shout-out.
Oh, definitely.
You're our station manager for hosting us. It really is a top-flight pro organization. Noam Layden used to work here. We're going to talk to Noam about his history here. But, Charlie, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, so much going on today. At 2 o'clock, there's going to be a press conference. The mayor here is holding a press conference in about 13 minutes. We'll monitor that and see what news is made. You have the formal charges against the murderous punk, the racist punk. I call him, like I said, a racist Judas. Like Judas, he sat with the faithful and pretended. He pretended that he was interested in the Bible studies, interested in the passages being recited, when the whole time, just imagine the whole time, looking those people right in the eye from 2 feet away, knowing that he was going to murder those innocent, fine, upstanding people. It's just a shattering crime. It is 48 minutes after 10 o'clock. We'll be right back.